I'm talking about Hedera Hashgraph. And what I'm about to show you, the evidence I've uncovered, will make you question everything you thought you knew about where the real money in crypto is going. This isn't future potential, folks. This is happening now. This is serious. And it's why, when you understand it, you'll be asking, why aren't more people reporting on this? In the next 28 minutes, I'm going to pull back the curtain on this hidden powerhouse. You're going to discover 1. How top-level US financial regulators are not just accepting crypto, but actively demanding its integration into our traditional financial system. 2. Why Hedera is uniquely positioned to be the chosen network for this massive multi-trillion-dollar shift. And most critically, I'm going to show you irrefutable proof, not speculation, but live, active deals, where some of the world's largest financial institutions, the ones moving the real money, are already building on Hedera Hashgraph. This isn't just about making you money, though the potential for early movers is immense. This is about understanding the future of finance and where your assets will live. Because if you're still chasing the latest meme coin, you're missing the forest for the trees. The institutions are here. They're building. And they're building on Hedera. For years, the SEC was seen as the boogeyman of crypto, breathing down the neck of innovation. But what if I told you that behind closed doors, a major figure, a former SEC commissioner and current influential industry leader, has issued a directive so revolutionary, it completely flips the script. A directive signaling that the US is not just open for crypto business, but is actively making itself the global capital of this new digital era? This isn't just talk. It's a formal initiative. They call it Project Crypto. But here's the burning question. Which few select technologies are they quietly signaling as the backbone for this monumental shift? And why is that crucial for HBAR holders? The individual I'm referring to is Paul Atkins, a highly respected former SEC commissioner. Just days ago, he delivered a landmark speech titled American Leadership in the Digital Finance Revolution. This wasn't just some talking head. This was a signal from the highest echelons of finance. Atkins declared, and I quote, "We are at the threshold of a new era in the history of our markets." He introduced Project Crypto, a commission-wide initiative to modernize securities rules and regulations to enable America's financial markets to move on-chain. Think about that. The SEC, the regulator, is now actively working to move all of America's financial markets, stocks, bonds, everything, onto a digital on-chain environment. This is the buttonwood to blockchain evolution he talks about, harkening back to the founding of the New York Stock Exchange. This isn't small. This is the entire financial system getting a digital upgrade. But for this to work, for trillions of dollars to move, you need a network that is undeniably fast, secure, and most importantly compliant. And this brings us to a feature that almost only Hedera Hashgraph offers. Imagine building a multi-billion-dollar financial system. What's your biggest nightmare? Regulatory uncertainty, right? Laws changing. Suddenly your entire operation is illegal. But what if there was a crypto network specifically designed with regulatory compliance baked into its very code? Features that even the world's most powerful financial institutions and governments are demanding to feel safe. Features like instant token pauses, freezing accounts if suspicious activity is detected, and even a clawback mechanism, allowing for the reversal of transactions in specific regulated scenarios, a feature considered controversial in the pure decentralization ethos, but absolutely critical for institutional adoption. Why are these features a secret weapon for Hedera? And why do they practically guarantee its role in the new financial age? Hedera wasn't built by a couple of anonymous developers in a garage. It was built by a team with a deep understanding of enterprise needs and regulatory demands. Dr. Lehman Baird, Hedera's co-founder, even lectured at the US Air Force Academy. This is a project with serious chops. Hedera's token service, HTS, allows for native tokenization with built-in features for compliance. We're talking about native KYC/AML flagging, the ability to freeze tokens, pause transfers, and yes, that clawback feature. While decentralization maxis might scoff, for institutions handling billions or trillions of dollars, this isn't a flaw, it's a necessity. It's what regulators like Dan Don at DTCC, who oversees trillions in assets, have explicitly stated they need. This isn't a wish list. It's a requirement. And who oversees this network? The Hedera Governing Council. This isn't some random DAO. It's an elected body of up to 39 diverse global organizations, including powerhouses like Google, IBM, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, and FIS, one of the largest payment processors in the world. They run the network's initial nodes, prevent forks, and guide its direction. This isn't just decentralization, it's institutional-grade decentralization. This structure, this built-in compliance, is why the big players aren't just looking at Hedera, they're already putting it to work. But if you think that's impressive, what comes next will truly blow your mind. When the White House, the very executive branch of the US government, releases a blueprint for the future of digital assets, every word matters. Every footnote matters. And what if I told you that hidden within the pages of a crucial White House report, a report outlining America's strategy to become the crypto capital of the world, there's a direct, undeniable reference to Hedera. Not just a vague mention, but a specific reference to Hedera's own work. Why would the most powerful government in the world reference a specific blockchain's research? And why is that piece of information almost entirely underreported, despite its immense implications for HBAR? Let's talk about the President's Working Group, PWG report. This isn't some obscure paper, it's the definitive blueprint from the US government to ensure America's dominance in the digital asset space. It covers everything from regulatory frameworks to national security. And on page 26 of this critical document, there it is. A direct reference to Hedera's own paper on the DeFi stack. Now some might say, it's just a footnote, who cares? But in government documents of this magnitude, every citation, every reference, is meticulously chosen. It means they've studied it. They've considered it. They've recognized Hedera's intellectual leadership and technical contributions to the very architecture of decentralized finance. This isn't an endorsement in the traditional sense, but it's a powerful validation. It signals that Hedera is on their radar, that its approach to building compliant, enterprise-grade DeFi is aligned with the US's strategic vision. It's a quiet nod from a highest level, suggesting that while other projects are fighting for attention, Hedera Hashgraph is already being taken seriously where it truly matters. But the most shocking proof of Hedera's undeniable trajectory comes not from reports, but from billions of dollars already flowing through its veins. Imagine the world's largest asset managers, companies like BlackRock, State Street, Fidelity, the titans who manage trillions of dollars for pensions, institutions, and the ultra-wealthy. What if I told you that their money, or at least representations of it, is already being tokenized and moved on Hedera Hashgraph? Not in some pilot program, but in active, real-world use cases. You probably haven't seen this in the mainstream news. Why? Because these are quiet, strategic moves. They don't want to create a frenzy. But the evidence is undeniable. We're talking about the backbone of global finance, quietly, methodically integrating Hedera. How much money are we talking about? And what does this mean for the future value of HBAR? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is the proof that Hedera isn't just theoretical. Let's look at the data. Arcax, a UK FCA-regulated digital asset exchange, has been instrumental here. They're bridging traditional finance to the digital asset world. And they've chosen Hedera Hashgraph as a primary network for their institutional clients. We're talking about BlackRock ICS US Treasury Money Market Fund, BlackRock ICS Sterling Government Liquidity Fund, BlackRock ICS Euro Liquidity Fund, Aberdeen Investments Liquid Money Market Fund, State Street GDP Government Liquidity Fund, Fidelity Institutional Liquidity Funds, ILF, Legal and General Investment Management, LGIM, US Dollar Liquidity Fund. These aren't obscure funds. These are some of the largest, most liquid money market funds in the world, managed by institutions like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. The fact that these funds are being tokenized and used on Hedera Hashgraph for things like collateralizing FX trades, a $1 trillion daily market in the UK alone, is a seismic shift. Lloyds Banking Group even completed the UK's first tokenized asset-backed foreign exchange transaction on Hedera with Aberdeen. This is not a test net. This is live, institutional adoption, right now. This is a quiet takeover, a systematic integration of the most powerful financial players onto Hedera. So we've seen the regulatory pivot, demanding on-chain finance. We've seen Hedera's unique, built-in compliance features and its top-tier governing council that meet those demands head-on. We've seen it referenced in the White House's most important crypto policy document. And now, you've seen the irrefutable evidence of the world's largest financial institutions, like BlackRock and State Street, actively tokenizing their multi-billion-dollar funds on Hedera Hashgraph. Why isn't more people reporting on this? Because these institutions don't want retail frenzy. They want to build quietly, securely, compliantly. They want to lay the foundational rails for the next generation of finance. And those rails, my friends, are increasingly being built on Hedera Hashgraph. This is about more than just the price of HBAR today. This is about the utility, the fundamental demand that is being created by the biggest players in the world. As the world moves towards an internet of value, where every asset can be tokenized and moved instantly, securely, and compliantly, HBAR is not just a player, it's becoming the backbone. It's the silent giant, powering a revolution that the mainstream media is completely missing. While others chase narratives, smart money is building infrastructure. And that infrastructure is Hedera. The market cap for the assets being tokenized on Hedera is in the trillions. The volume is in the trillions. The future, powered by HBAR, is here. For too long, the crypto space has been dominated by noise. But true wealth, generational wealth, is built on understanding fundamental shifts. What you've just witnessed is one of the most significant shifts happening in global finance, with Hedera Hashgraph at its core. You now have knowledge that 99% of retail investors, and even many in the financial media, completely overlook. This isn't just about investing in a token, it's about investing in the infrastructure of the future. The transformation is simple, from chasing fleeting gains, to positioning yourself with the digital assets that the world's largest institutions are actively adopting. Don't let this knowledge sit idle. Educate yourself further. Because the next question you should be asking yourself is, how can I leverage this undeniable trend? To dive deeper into the mechanics of this institutional adoption and understand how you can strategically position yourself for this financial paradigm shift, watch my next video right here. Trust me, you'd hate yourself if you miss this. The future isn't coming, it's being built. And Hedera Hashgraph is building it. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't miss it.